What do you make of Bute based on what you've seen?
I think he's a good fighter. But it's tough to know how good any fighter is, when they're fighting a certain level of competition. But I think, if he fights some A-level guys and continues to perform the way he's performed, you have to give him his just due. But I think even what we've seen thus far, I think, you got to respect the guy. He's doing what he's got to do. I don't think he's a bad fighter by any means. Us making the comment, we would like him to fight A-level competition and see, how that turns out. That's just the way we feel about it. It has nothing to do with him as a fighter.
But you respect him, I would assume.
Well, I respect every fighter. I try not to give...
some more than others.
Well, no, I try to
see him as a threat.
It's like you said. Well, absolutely, he's a threat. He's got two fists, and he's gonna be trying to hit me in the head. So absolutely. I try to just have an even, like you just described me the best way you possibly can. I look at the situation for what it is, and if a guy's a beast in a certain area, I acknowledge that. If he's not, then I acknowledge that. I don't want to give any fighter too much respect, and I definitely don't want to underestimate anybody. And if I err on any side, it's erring on the side of probably giving them too much respect. So we prepare the way we're supposed to prepare. But he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. That's the best thing I can say about him right now.
But you're a better than good fighter?
That's not for me to say.
And the Bute Froch.
I'll say amazing. Off the chart.
Thank you.
If the matchup goes through with Bute and Froch, who do you think will end up victorious?
You know what? Right now, I feel like, and I don't think that Bute is going to lose any confidence. I think if he maintains his confidence and maintains his, his swag, so to speak, and his, the way he approaches fights, I think he can break Bute. I think he could potentially break Bute down. That's how I feel about it. Could be wrong.
Froch?
Call Froch. That's how I feel about it. I just think that the type of styles that he has, Bute tries to box, but his footwork is rehearsed. It doesn't seem natural where you say, man, this guy's a boxer. His footwork is kind of, robotic, even though, he's trying to box. And I just think that the styles, I think, in Froch's mentality, I think he could potentially break Bute mentally and physically.
And do you think there are any more elements to your game they could possibly add? I mean, it's a puzzle for fighters to figure out your game plan. Is there anything else you think you might add to your game?
Well, I just think, as I get older, as I start to mature, as I continue to mature, just settling down. Just settling down. You look at some fighters and you see them, when they're younger, they make a lot of, movements, and, it's a lot of youth in that fighter, and then he gets 31, he gets 29, and you just see him settling down. He moves just enough, and I'm looking forward to coming into that stage of my career where, I'm more efficient, and the more efficient I become, I just think, overall the better I'll become, and it's a lot, dealing with the pressure of big moments, big fights, expectations that I have of myself, that the fans have, that my team has, and that's a lot, but. I thank God we've been able to deal with it, well, and we've been able to learn and grow without having to take a loss or to take punishment and say I learned from that. We've been able to learn as we're winning, and I think that's just that's awesome.
You've heard a lot of comparisons, undoubtedly, between yourself and Bernard Hopkins. From fans in the press, especially in the last 2 years. Do you see yourself hanging on that long in the sport?
No, absolutely not. Bernard Hopkins, his career was totally different than mine. I was able to come through the front door with a gold medal. He had to come through the back door. Didn't get a lot of just due early on. He's fought championship fights for $100,000. Defended his IBF title multiple times. He fought Antoine Eckers. And he's getting a lot of his just due. He's making a lot of his income on the backside of his career. So and he started a lot later than me. I've been at it since I've been 9 years old. My goal right now is to be in the sport another 25 years. I hope that I don't go beyond 32 years old. I mean, I'll be 28 in February. That's still probably, maybe another 10 or 15 fights or something like that. That's a lot of fighting.
A lot of fighters say that, though, and reconsider when that date approaches.
You know what? That's true, and I hope to be the exception. I love boxing, but I don't love boxing that much. I'm gonna be almost 50 years old. I got other things I want to do in life. You know, I've been at it a very, very long time. But you know, you look at the difference between Bernard and I started very young. You know, I had a whole different process coming to the top. He had a different process, you know, starting late. And again, he's getting a lot of his accolades on the back end. So I can tell you this. I don't know when I'll retire exactly, but I will not be 46 years old in a boxing ring. I can tell you that. You can quote me on that one.
So we got